Hello and welcome to the Instagram Insider Hacks podcast. This is a special episode because I am recording on the fly and on the road, and you are going to discover that it goes much better when my son, the editor, takes the helm. So this is just me being raw and real for a special What's New on Instagram episode. I'm going to talk about Reels, IGTV, stories, and more. Just a few tips for today as I am traveling, and you're going to find out what stuff is. What is up? Okay, so anyway, that was weird, but y'all bear with me. There is no song, so just pretend like this is the song. Na 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 na. Okay, so first of all, I want to give my editor, Nolan Gray, props. He's my sound guy. He just started his own company. It's called Indigo Sound. And you can look him up at Nolan Gray, Nolangray, on Instagram. He is fantastic. Let me tell you about his editing expertise before I get into this. So recently, I interviewed Misty Phillips. Let's see. I think, her name is not Phillips, by the way. It's Phillip. And it's good that I messed up like that because I'm going to tell you exactly what he did for me in this episode. I interviewed her in episode 10. And when I introduced her, I said, "Welcome, Misty Phillips." And then I read her bio, and at the end it said, Misty Phillip. So we went on with the episode, but I had realized my blunder. And at the end I said, something about where can people find you. And she said, well, I'm at mistyphillip.com. Most people call me Misty Phillips with an S, but that is not my name. And I said, oh, just like me, that's what I did. So my editor took that podcast and took that S out of there. Now, I didn't tell him to do that, but when I got the podcast back and was getting ready to post it, not only was the S out of there that I had mispronounced her name, but at the end he took off the whole convo about how I messed up. So that's how good he is. So if y'all looking for a podcast editor, then please look him up. He is amazing. All right, transitioning now. First, we're going to talk about Reels. Excuse me. So, now, what's coming up in September? I'm so sorry. It's allergy season, and I don't have an editor today, as you know. So anyway, what's coming up in September is next week, we're going to have a special guest. Her name is Allie Bloyd, and she's going to tell us how to do Instagram ads in 5 simple steps. So that is going to be fun. And then the next episode is going to be with one of my pro coaching members, Michelle Bowman. And we did an IGTV together, and she's going to be on there sharing how stories have helped her reach her target follower and make more sales in the DM. After that, the next episode is going to be about Reels, and I teach how to do Reels and why you would want to do Reels. Okay, so that Reels episode is going to be in episode 17. And you may want to think about using Reels because they are an effective tool to broaden your audience reach. And today I just dropped a 3 tips Reels in my Instagram feed all about how to make comments quickly and efficiently. That's how I'm using Reels. You might use Reels differently, but I'm going to use them to give 3 tips once a week or every other week. So go check that out. It's called 3 Tip Reels. Now, as far as IGTV updates, the previews used to be 1 minute long in the feed, and now they've cut it down to 15 seconds. That means you only get 15 seconds to reel in your audience and get them to tap in on your whole video. So make it good, make it juicy. Don't tell them everything in the first 15 seconds. Exacerbate the problem as much as you can and dangle it in front of them and tell them that they will receive the answer when they tap in to watch the whole IGTV video. Now, spend time on that hook and then look at, I talked all about best IGTV practices and updates in episode 7 of the podcast. So if you need more IGTV tips, head over there. New for stories. There is a new story layout. Have you noticed? So you open up stories and the default at the very bottom says story. And then if you swipe left, you can shoot a reel. And if you swipe right, you can go live. But your main toolbar now is on the left side of the story screen. So here you can access create, boomerang, layout, super zoom, and hands-free. Now, your filters are on either side of the large white story circle button that you use to either snap photos or shoot video. So head to episode 12 to discover the best filters and how to find them if you need more tips on filters. All right, guys. I am so thankful that you're listening every week. I meet with just about 5 to 7 new listeners in the DM on Instagram. By the way, be sure to follow me at ruthiegray.mom on Instagram, where I will give you more tips over there every week. And send me a DM if you're not on my newsletter, the IG Insider, because I take it just one step further from the podcast on the inside to give you some tips there twice a month. So I appreciate you listening and connecting with me. And if you're learning from the podcast, I would so appreciate it if you would go and tap the 5-star rating on the podcast app of your choice. And even better, if you would leave a review, just 2 to 3 sentences of why you're finding it helpful, I would just so appreciate it. And I will send you virtual chocolate or coffee, your choice, and we will be BFFs forever. Okay? All right, stay tuned next week for the next episode of Instagram Insider Hacks. So easy, your mama can do it.